Hello guys, welcome. Welcome to another live stream. I'm Johnny. This is the Investing for Beginners community, and I want to talk to you guys today about how you can start trading in the market. Now, how would you like to make over 10% a week, every single week in profits? Now, I can showcase that to you here. When I started my journey, there was a very small account for this public account. It was like, well, it was zero. That's what we started with in January. But ever since, we've been able to gradually increase that over time to where now we're making 7% a week on this small account with over $2,200. Now, previously in other ones, this is an old screenshot before I transferred money out to a new brokerage. And then I got it up to a $20,000 mark, which was great. Check that out. It's only about 1% and it's up almost $100 and it's less than 1%. Now, I'm not saying this to boast in any way. I'm not saying this to discourage you either. I'm showing you this because you can also start this trading journey yourself. How do you make money every single week consistently in the market? And I'm actually going to showcase that to you guys right now with a simple strategy that does not take a lot of time to do each week. Now, we are going to take a company and we are going to start from scratch. So if you guys are interested in something like this, how you can make money in the stock market, then definitely subscribe to the channel, leave a link, and smash the subscribe button down below. Okay, guys, so I'm actually going to go ahead and screen share my computer. So there we go, and give me just a second to make sure that we are in fact live. And I should have checked this a second ago, but yes, it does appear as though we are. So that is just fantastic. Okay. So welcome all of you guys who are just joining. Welcome. Welcome to the live stream, where we are talking about how you guys can start your journey trading. All right, so real quick, guys, if you haven't signed up with Moomoo, definitely sign up with Moomoo. You can get 5 or 8% right now on your uninvested cash, so definitely check that out. Not only that, but you'll get 15 free shares when you fund the account, which is just great. So definitely check that out. There is a link below to help you get started on your journey. So right there, just investing your money, you will actually, in fact, get free money or free shares to use to invest. So, all right, guys, here it is. We have got this done and we are going to get into it. Share the screen here. Perfect. Okay. All right, guys, so how do you win? Okay, this was a little bit of a crazy beginning to a live, but here we go. All right, how do you win? Well, let's take for an example a company here. Unless somebody in the comments want to call out a company, then I can, but until then I'll simply just I'll just do one of these ones. So let's just take Lyft for example. Okay, everyone knows what Lyft is. Lyft is basically a company that you would call to pick you up in case of, you know, emergencies, you don't have a vehicle, stuff like that. Well, they're very popular service. Okay, so that's basically the gist of it. You don't need to know really a whole lot. You don't need to do hours and hours of research on each company and thousands of companies. As you can see here on my recently watched list, I do have a few, okay, on this that I've recently looked at. Now, it didn't take long to find this company. Now, Lyft. Now, before we begin, I am not at all suggesting or saying to buy, hold, or sell any of these stocks that I talk about. This is not financial advice. All I'm doing is showing you how I started day trading and what I do even now today. So right now, as you can see, I do have some support and resistance lines. We are on the 4-hour mark, but let's go out to the 1 day. Okay, so to do that, I am using Webull, and right now, this is basically the same platform or format that Moomoo would have, and Moomoo offers just a bit more interest, as you will, but use whatever platform you want. There's Moomoo, Robinhood, Webull, there's Fidelity, TD Ameritrade, whatever brokerage account you choose. Make sure that you're familiar with it, you get comfortable with it, and then we can begin. So some of the basics, guys. Look, there is a paper trading account on here. Okay, we have a paper trading account, and we can check out some let's see, swings here, and we will look at the company we're just looking at. Okay, which was Lyft. Okay, so here's Lyft, and this is a paper trading account. So you can even get started on a paper trading account for free with no money, just to start getting you familiar with stocks. Actually, this is it right here. Okay, so on Webull, when you sign up, you're able to use this paper trading account. Now you can reset this anytime you want. You can start an initial balance of, say, $25,000 if that's what you would like to start with. Now you could start with $100,000 if you want, or whatever. So we're just going to start with, say, $25,000. Did it reset for me? Okay, there it is. Okay, so let's just say $25,000. Now we can actually, let's see how low we can set it. Can we set it to $1,000 maybe? You cannot reset it a minute later. Okay, so it's possible you can set it to 1,000, but $25,000 is the amount that you would need to trade in order to bypass the PDT rule. For all of you who are not familiar with that, that is a rule that you cannot trade more than 3 times in a 5-day period unless you have over $25,000. If you'd like to learn more information about why that is, leave a comment below and I could do a video on that. But basically, let's just say $25,000. Okay, now we're going to pick a stock. We're going to pick Lyft. All right. And this is how you would begin your journey. Okay, so now we're on Lyft, we're on the paper trading account, which doesn't require you to put any money in the account. You could download the app, sign up, get all the way to the end where it says deposit money, and then just skip it. It say deposit money later, and use this free resource as a beginner to start trading. Okay, now I do have a few things here that we're going to go over. You have news down below, you have a watch list here, and what we're going to do is just hide the news so that way you can just see this screen. It's a beautiful screen, and this is all that we're going to want to show you. Okay, now you can see the recently. I guess it really wouldn't matter as far as looking at recent. So if we go back to my watch list here, we can go to Lyft again. I'm just trying to get you the best looking. See, this is still here. I don't want this to show. It appears as though it will have no choice but to be here. Okay, well, that's okay. This is my watch list if you guys want to check out. This is some of the swing trades I have going on for this coming week. So if you guys want to look at that while I'm talking, that's fine. So this is the 1 year. Okay, this is what we want to talk about. Now look at this. It was steady for quite some time. Okay, up and down, had downtrend, uptrend, downtrend, uptrend. That's what we're going to play on. Okay, it doesn't look like much from a bigger picture, but if you were to buy somewhat in this area low and sold in this area up here about a week or two later, you're up 15%. Okay, that's just one small example. Look at this push. Okay, now this isn't going to be weekly. This is going to be every single week. You're going to have to wait for some of these to play out, but in 21 days, this is 3 weeks, you could make 52% at this point in time on your money. Imagine putting $100 in and getting $50 back out, or putting $1,000 in and getting $500 back out. Wouldn't that be pretty cool? Well, it's possible, and this is a very simple strategy. It doesn't take a lot of time to learn, and I'd say it's probably the simplest thing I've ever seen. It's a combination of about 2 or 3 things, okay? We're not looking at news. I put the news away, okay? Now you could do trading on trends and trading on news and a lot of hype stock stuff like that, but we're not. We're just gonna make a steady 2.5% a day to help us get about 10% a week. Now that is an extremely high goal to have, so whatever goal it is for you, it's good to have goals though. You want to make 1% a day, or you want to make $10 a day or $100 a day trading. This is where it all starts, okay? So we are going to take away some of these trend lines, right? Because this is old. We're not way down here. Now, one day we could come back down to this low, but I'm just going to clean it up for you guys, okay? And we're just going to play this out a little bit. Now, Lyft might be a bit harder of a company to look at because it's not really showing a good sign. But this is what's going to happen in the stock market as you begin to learn. There's not always going to be a clear indication of what to do next. For an example, SoFi, I've been watching this company for quite some time, has not necessarily the best trend line either, but it does have a trend line, okay? And we're going to go over all this right now, so definitely just smash the like button for me. Okay, so let's get back to Lyft, because that's what we're talking about. I don't want to confuse you guys. I really want to find you guys a better setup, honestly. Even though it's not the best, Tesla's bleeding right now. Google's not doing great. Apple, yeah. Okay, let's do Apple. Okay. This is Apple. Everyone knows Apple. Everyone loves Apple. Apple's more popular. Okay, we're not going to quite do Lyft. And if you want me to do Lyft, leave a comment and I could do Lyft if that's the case. Okay, so Apple, as you can see here, had a huge upward trend from 166-ish, 165, all the way up to 200. Now this took 48 days, and if you guys aren't seeing where I'm looking at, there's this little box right here, okay, which you can use here in drawings. If you're not familiar with Webull, I believe Moomoo has the exact same thing. And you would click on trend line. Now this will create a trend. You click wherever you want. I could click up here at the top. Wherever you buy or wherever you think you want to buy is kind of where I would put that initial point. Okay, now as you can see here on the bottom, on the RSI indicator, which is your overbought and oversold indicator, it's going to show you where the majority of pressure, or where people thought the price was oversold and they thought it was a great opportunity to buy. So they started buying this company at 165, and as you can see, the RSI rose with the stock price, okay, to $200 in 48 days. Okay, so in about a month and a half, you could have made 18% on your profit. Okay, and this is just one example that I'm showing you of ways that you can benefit of making money short term in the market. Now, usually a lot of my followers on this channel, we have over almost 4,000 YouTube subscribers now on this channel, and we have over 80,000 members in our Facebook group currently. We're one of the largest investing for beginners community Facebook groups right now in the world, as far as I know, and we focus on monthly paying stocks and ways to make money through dividends and other passive income means. But lately we have been getting into a lot more day trading, swing trading, and trading the market in general to give us a little bit more excitement and a little bit more depth and detail to investors like you, possibly, who want to learn how to grow your account faster so that we can get to that dividend payout growth, right? Once you start making, say, $100 a day by day trading or swing trading, you can then take your profits and put them into companies long term that then have a significant dividend or appreciation over time, sometimes even both. Now, those will pay you out quarterly and monthly dividends. But again, that's not exactly why you're here watching this. It is a great way to invest, and it is quite safe compared to, say, day trading and swing trading. Now, this is not financial advice, guys. guys, please do your own due diligence before you invest. I cannot tell you what to buy, hold, or sell. All I can do is show you what I'm doing to beat the stock market this year. So with that said, there are going to be downtrend times, and we can never know when. I certainly don't, and no one really knows if the market's going to go up or down. So as you see here from that, I believe, what was it here? Well, let me scoot over just a little bit. Scoot over, getting off the screen. There we go. There we go. As you can see, it's roughly 18%, almost 19%, but there is a consequence to that. Now, this is Apple. It did go down about 9% total in about 19 days. So you would not have held this company unless you are a huge long-term investor. Now, if you're holding this company long-term, then you would have enjoyed owning this company back in March of 2020, and you could have bought this company for $51. Now, yeah, you can just put your money in, forget about it, and go on about your life and just do whatever, right? And know that your money is growing over time if you pick a solid company like this. You want a upward trend, not a downward trend, okay? You do not want a downward trend company. Let me show you what a downward trend company looks like. This is a downward trend company. It used to be up at $2,200, and it's all the way down to $18. Actually, $11.92. The only time we would ever invest in companies like this would be in upward trending times. Okay, it's significantly down, but at $31, you could catch it to $60 in about 57 days. So about 2 months, you could have made 100%. 100% on your money, guys. $100 would have been $200. If you invested $1,000, it would have been $2,000. Okay, and we're talking, what did I just say? In less than 2 months. In less than 2 months, if you were to put $10,000 into this account, in 2 months, you would wake up and have 20 grand. Okay, you could significantly double your money if you know how to time the market. Now, let's use this for an example, because you're like, whoa, 100% on a company that is just having an extreme downtrend? Did you get lucky? What happened? Well, guys, this wasn't that long ago, okay? This was in August of 2022. And just recently, in October, about mid-October, before Halloween of last year, this company went up. And this is just one company out of thousands and thousands of companies out there, guys. That's why I say I will never tell you what to invest in. I can only give you information on how to invest and make sound decisions. So with that said, let's look at this, okay? We're at the 1 year, at the daily. So each one of these tickers, each one of these little tickers is 1 day. So look how much this lost in a single day. It went from a high of 65 to a low of 54. Okay, that's extremely significant sell-off after 100% gain in the market. Now, as you can see, I don't know if you've noticed, but this looks like it's bouncing off of this kind of floor. It looks almost like a bottom, right? Let's do maybe a like a purple line to give it a little bit more color, like a purple white. Okay, now if you want to make these lines, you just go to a horizontal line right here in the drawing area, okay, and you can draw a horizontal line. Now it also got as low as, say, up here. Now consider these two lines not as lines but as a zone, okay, a zone of selling pressure and buying pressure, and that's where they kind of meet. Okay, now you could also consider it as a floor when you bounce a basketball and it bounces off the floor. Well, how high is it going to bounce? Okay, this one, it looks like it kind of dribbled a little bit, just kind of didn't really do much, right? And this is a good example of ways to also make some money daily in these small little windows of time. As you can see here, this is a 1 day. So if you were to have bought this company, say, for $27 on November 22nd, and held it for roughly 2 weeks, you would be up 18%, 20%. 20% divided by 5 or divided by 10 is 5 days. That's 10% in 5 days. Okay, that's 10% a week on your money with this company. You would buy low, sell high, buy low, sell high. But it's not always that simple to buy low, sell high. You have to know what the indicators are, what the pressure is, and what's happening overall in the market. Okay, as you can see here, there was a lot of pressure. Now, two things happened. Okay, two things happened here. Let's break this down. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you. Share this so that more people can come in and watch. Okay, this is a big one here. So we're looking at SQQQ. This is Pro Shares Ultra Pro Short. It shorts the overall market, so that is why this looks this way. Now there are thousands of companies out there. Okay, don't worry too much about what the stock is, because we could do any stock that we want. But the point is, as you can see here, there are a lot of ups and downs. There's a lot of oversold and overbought potential areas here. Okay, and as it's going down, as you can see this declining trend, you would never know when to invest. Okay, right here you would know, okay, but not until this big green candle, and you'd miss half of it. Okay, the best way to do it is drawing out these support levels and resistance levels. Why? Because it shows a clear indication that, okay, at this point, it's going to start going up. Now, it wants to go up, but it can't, because this is technically a resistance level. Okay, now this should actually be red, or say like a blue. Shoot, let's just do yellow for this video. Okay, you can make it whatever color you want, but purple is where you are going down, and yellow is where you are going to break through and go up. So now that this hit, okay, this little candle right here hit, and it's like, nope, it rejected it. Okay, this is a resistance level. Now imagine the resistance level as a ceiling in your house. If you were to stand up right now and put your hands in the air, would you hit your knuckles and hands on the ceiling? Well, that is resistance. Okay, that means you can't break through the ceiling. Now, why is this important? Well, as you can see here, it did not touch. It touched, but it did not break through, which is usually a good indication that it's not going to continue or actually reverse and go into a upward trend. Actually, in fact, it's going to bounce off of that ceiling, because you're going to go like this, boom, ow, and you're going to instantly take your hands down because you knuckle busted yourself, or you hit your fingers on the ceiling, whatever, and you're instantly going to come down, and that is resistance. Okay, so consider this a floor and a ceiling. Maybe I should have just said that. That probably was a lot easier to say. Anyways, okay, so it came down off of this line. Now this line's not going to be here. You're creating this line as time goes on, and you don't know it's going to go up. This is all you see right here above my head. This is all you would see. And then you'd see the next ticker the next day, and you're like, man, maybe I should buy. Maybe this is a good time to buy. It's not, okay? And then you get this little doji candle, okay, or this little star. That's a clear indication that it's not sure whether it should be up or down. Then you get another one that's going down, and another one that's going down. So imagine if you would have bought this one, you would now be down almost 50 cents a share. Next one, boom. Now this is a great indication that it's time to buy, or potentially time to buy, okay? It has a lot of volume here. As you can see in this top right screen, it shows open, high, low, and close. And we could talk more about tickers and what that means. If you'd like, just leave me a comment below. And we also have the percent gain or percent loss for each ticker, and then the volume for each ticker. Okay, this one says 19 million within that day. This one with the little tiny candle says 24 million, and this giant one here says 31 million. So that seems pretty average going along with these. Now, as you can see, this candle here on August 13th, it was only 9 million, and there was almost no indication that there was even any volume. So that would be a day that I probably wouldn't trade. As you can see, there's not a lot going on. And there's a lot more detail that goes into this, but the gist of it, okay guys, is catching that first ticker and indicating there's a possible upward trend. Look at that. Now it's going up. That one's showing down, so there was a little pressure. Going up, down, up, up. Now look at this one. It broke through this line just a little bit from where I drew it. That doesn't mean it's wrong. It doesn't mean it's right. It just means that it broke through the line. Now all I can do is either take my line and I can go up to where it touched the candle, because that'll showcase a new resistance. Your fingers went up but didn't quite hit that ceiling. They touched the ceiling but didn't hurt as bad. So there wasn't a lot of pressure to bring it down. Now it came down, okay? And this is important, so just keep following along. Now look at this candle. It broke through this resistance line. Just barely, but it did break through it, okay? So you're like, oh man, this must be a great time to buy. Boom, let's go all in. And at this point, I may or may not have put a couple of dollars in, a couple of shares. And then it showed that it was like, oh, well, maybe not. And then it had a huge sell-off and went down, guys. So this is why it's very important to make sure that you kind of sit on your hands when it comes to trading. So being patient is very crucial, and that definitely takes a skill and an art all in its own. Okay, as time goes on. Whoops, what happened here? As time went on, it basically finally went up. Where is that at? Right here. Okay, so as time went on, it went up and touched and it went down, okay? And it touched and went extremely down. This is the gap we were just referring to. Went up, touched, went down. Now this never touched the bottom line, which indicated there wasn't going to be any lower lows or any lower highs. It just means that it's just playing in this little playing field. Okay, now look at this. Look at this giant potential here. Now this whole time you're just maybe hanging out, you're trading other companies throughout this month because you're just seeing this for the first time. Now me, I've had my eye on it for quite some time. I've been in and out of positions. I kind of know what's going on. I'm really only trading like maybe 1 to 3 stocks a day, maybe swing trading also 1 to 3 stocks. So I'm not really trading all that much or really doing a whole lot besides finding a few of these setups. Now, once you gain this knowledge and you know how to do this yourself, you can run through hundreds and hundreds of stocks that you think might be potentially good setups for you to buy. And those are called criterias. If you want to learn more about criterias, leave a comment below and just simply put criterias, and I can make a video for you on that. I have a specific set of criterias. Stock price needs to be between $10 and $50. I don't trade penny stocks. There needs to be an upward momentum for each company, okay? And special cases like SQQQ where there are some potentials to move up and down. And then there has to be a risk reward of at least 1 to 3, which means that you are going to risk say $1 to make $3, to keep it simple. Extrapolate that however you want. $100 makes $300, $1,000 makes $3,000. You get the point, but that's my risk to reward. Now to make that 1%, I might need, say, $500 to make this trade workable to get to that number. Okay, now whatever number it is, that's great. For you, leave a comment down below, maybe sharing what number that is if you feel comfortable, but whatever number it is not necessarily the point, okay? You want to make sure you have a plan. And then also the criteria would be, the fourth one is to make sure that you have a buy price, which is your entry price. Where are you going to buy? Where are you going to sell? And where are you going to say, you know what, it didn't work out, I'm just going to cut my losses and just move on with another trade or wait for another day, okay? Because that's very important, guys. You can make 3 or 4 bad trades and blow your entire account and your trading year is over. So make sure you have those stop losses in place. Again, if you want to learn more about any of these topics or any of these things that I'm saying, just put a 1 word into the comment like stop loss or 1% a day or how to make $100 or how to read indicators like EMAs and MAs, and how do I even put indicators on my Webull or Moomoo account. Definitely leave a comment below. Okay, so as you can see here, back to what we were saying, it did finally break through. It broke through a couple of times. So then say it broke through this day. Okay, it broke through. That's a new resistance line. Okay, it matched this one. So I know, okay, wow, this actually may be great setup showcasing that it's going to go down. So I know not to buy at 2 or 3 different points, which is always a great indicator of one, when to buy. I'm going to buy the opposite of where to not buy, which would be down here. Okay, which we haven't even really talked much about the purple line. Now, each purple line bump, we could potentially be adding more to our position, or we could potentially be selling these little bumps up and down. Now, these little bumps aren't much. I think we looked earlier, they're like 1%, 26 in 13 days to 33 is 21%. So again, that's 10% a week. And that's the whole point of this live stream. To how do you make 10% a week starting tomorrow, guys? You can implement these strategies tomorrow. You don't need 6 months or a year to learn and educate yourself on a strategy. Now, perfecting the strategy will take a long time. I'm still not perfect by any means. And I'm sure traders that have been doing it 10 times longer than me are not perfect either. There's always going to be mistakes, but the point is making sure you have a stop loss. So guys, that's 10% a week on this little tiny window. Now looky here. It finally breaks through this little kind of, what should I call it? Let's call it a channel. Okay, guys, or a zone. That's what we were calling it earlier. It's a zone, okay? But this isn't necessarily a zone. It is a support and a resistance level. A zone would actually be probably like this. Okay, we're going to get into zones more as time goes on. There are ways to zone daily. You're going to take one ticker for the day and you're going to zone to the minute, okay? Because these are all daily still. We're talking about swing trading. Swing trading is a lot different than day trading, but there's still potential to make money. Okay, so with the swing trade, it broke through right here. It broke through basically our zone, our ceiling zone. All right, this is where our ceiling zone is. It was in this area, it was in this area, it was in this area, and they all went down. It finally broke through this area after a red candle. It had a green candle. Now, as you can see here, there's also a clear indication that these two lines crossed over. The EMA and the MA crossed over right here. And now this ticker for the day is above this line. Okay? This is a clear indication that there's a possible upward trend, which it is showcasing that significantly. Now, you could have got an even higher upward trend, or you can just be playing these as time goes on, buying in at 27, selling at 27 days later. About three weeks later, you could have sold for 52% in 3 weeks. Could have waited for it to go back down, and now this is creating a new higher low, which is a whole different thing now for investing and for you guys. Okay? Now, you would have to basically draw another line up here showing a new lower low or a higher high and a higher low. Okay, but for the time's sake, we're not going to do that. We're going to push ahead. Now, these are all potential money-making moves right here. This is all gains right here. See, it broke even below this resistance line, right? So it created the resistance line is now a support line. And the support line, it bounced off the support line and went up and created a much, much higher resistance level. Again, there's another 100%, 80, 90% increase in 50 days. So it seems to me like every, say, month or every few weeks, this company seems to go up 50 to 100% and then back down about 50 to 100%, which is just fantastic for us. Okay, so now, moving on, because look, we're way over here. Now we're moving on and we're going to today. We're going to what's happening right now. Okay, that was way up there. We have even lower lows and lower highs now today than we did before. Okay, and if you guys are sticking around, thank you so much. Subscribe to the channel if you find value, and smash that like button as well. I appreciate it. It lets me know that you guys like this. So now we're going to break it up like this. We're going to take 2 lines, okay, and we are going to actually get in to where it is. So this is a 1 day, okay. We already made our 2 levels right here. And we're actually going to get in now to the 4 hour, and you're going to be able to see where those lines are. Okay, in 4 hours, it made some major moves outside of the 1 day candle. Now there are different time settings, and there's different setups for trading as well. So don't get discouraged by the 1 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute, 1 hour, 4 hour, 1 day. There is a lot of different charts that you can look at that are accessible to us to use. Now, we're looking at the 4 hour chart, and we're going to adjust this just a little bit now, okay, because this broke free from the lines that we created just moments ago. Okay, now we're going to look at the 5 minute. This is the 5 minute on the daily. Okay, this morning we started out with a pretty small little ticker, and this is the result in 1 day of what that ticker looks like. As you can see, it started out really low, right about, let's say, 1182, and this is where it looks like I had one of my lines, and it broke free from this line here at 1193, which is what? A great indication that it's going to go up, because it pushed through your resistance level. Your fingers didn't hurt when you pushed through that ceiling this time, because you built those fingers up. You got a lot of pressure on them, and a lot of calluses from doing that every single day because you're practicing, right? So once your resistance gets broke, look at that, it broke at 1%, and it went all the way up to 3.5% today. Okay, 3.5% in 1 single day is well on your way to 15% a week. That's why I know 10% a week is very doable. Okay, it broke, and that's where you would have sold, because you would have had a great indication from your 5 minute candles, from the exact same method and strategy and everything I showed you, looking at it from a swing trade standpoint just moments ago in the live stream. For all of you joining in now, if you just rewind even 5 or 10 minutes, I talk about the same thing, but in a longer range. Okay, we're looking at it from a 5 minute a 5 minute chart ticker, which each one of these tickers means it's only 5 minutes. Okay, so we're looking at a whole day. This is one ticker of the day. Okay, and there's a lot of action. You can get all the way down to 30 seconds on these tickers if you want to. The point is, okay, this is the action for the day. This is what's playable to you and me during the market trading hours. Now, a great indication is this candle right here on the 5 minute. You wouldn't see this on the 4 hour. You kind of would. It's basically this candle here, okay? And I would probably want to put this zone up to here now, because this all happened within 1 day. Let me show you the 1 day again, okay? 1 day, right here, where it was a high, where it was a low, where it opened, and where it closed. That is your day right there. In one little ticker, you could have made 3% in a single day. Now you're like, whoa, that's a little different than swing trading on a different strategy point than what I showed you earlier over here. This is completely different, right? This is like, okay, cool, make a little money, and then catch a huge wave up, right? A huge wave swing trading. Now imagine if you could have got this ticker in a single day. It moved 15% in a single day. Imagine making 15% in 1 day. Now 100% sounds better, but you have to hold it for, say, a month or 2 months or 3 months to get 100%. This, you can get 15% in a day. You could have got another, right here, roughly 10% in a day, or you could have swung 50% in 10 days. 50% in 10 days, guys. That's 5% a day right there. You could have one on this candle, one on this candle, one on that candle, right? I say winning because it's all about beating the market, guys. It's all about putting money into your pocket, okay? And that is how we are gonna do it right here. One day, one candle showing upward momentum on a good company that has a solid trend, not this one. Okay, this is just an example. To where then we can go into the 4 hour and we could be like, all right, well, let me get back over here. I don't know why it keeps wanting to kick me out. Way down there. And we get to the 4 hour, okay? We see, wow, this was up all day yesterday. Had 2 green bars yesterday. Could have made some money here. Could have made 3% there in one day. And then you could have waited and you're like, all right, well, maybe it's going to go down. It didn't go down. It actually went up. And then boom, you could have bought here. Put you a stop loss in just in case it does go down. And you could have actually made another, look at that, 3% in a single day. Okay, so 3% a day is 10 to 15% a week. I don't care what anybody tells you. Guys, this stuff is possible even on a downward market or a downward trend company. If you like this, you found it valuable, and you want to know more about stuff like this, subscribe to the channel, and definitely sign up for that weekly newsletter if you do. Let me show you here real quick. Weekly newsletter. And guys, eventually you guys can get to 400% in a week, okay? That's amazing. Build that account up. Check out the best stocks for extra income in 2024, how you can make an extra $1,000 a month investing in stocks. And also check out that free weekly newsletter. You can sign up for free. Link down below in the description. No charge to you. Get a free Financial Freedom Can Be Easy 10-step guide ebook that'll help you start your financial freedom journey. Guys, there's a lot of people out there. 90% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, and a lot of people are struggling. Check out this Financial Freedom Playbook. It's super easy to understand. It's small. It's like 15 pages. It's easy to follow and get started. I also have a free budget template to help you start your process on, hey, how much money am I making? How much money am I spending? And holy moly, am I negative money and using credit? Or am I able to save money every month and invest so that way I can start growing and compounding my money 10% a week, guys? All right. So definitely check that out. Free template, free book, a lot of free information just for you. So subscribe to the channel. I have a lot more content coming your way, and it is just the beginning of a brand new year. So I hope you guys found this useful. I hope you enjoy watching and enjoy your night. Thanks for tuning into the live. I have a video coming out tomorrow that's going to break down this information a little bit more, and it's actually going to condense it down to a little bit more friendly setting. Again, because this was a live video, the other one will be a little bit more formatted. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one.